Morning, everyone. It is 10:05 in the morning, and I just want to talk today about trespassers on the railway and how it is literally not getting back to normal at all. Right. On Friday, when I was filming trains at Wolverhampton train station for nearly 5 hours, I caught two people trespassing onto the railway from platforms 6 and 1 at 17:14 on the 18th of September. And apparently, I was just about to film that train departing Wolverhampton for Stoke-on-Trent when all the doors were locked. I was set to start, and then literally two teenagers were running straight onto the tracks through the bushes, trying to get away from the railway staff, British Transport Police, and everyone else, possibly revenue protections as well at Wolverhampton train station, because they do check tickets as well before you leave or you enter before you board your train. Now, I have seen, like, within a week, it's been a week now at least, or a couple of days ago, and within a week, probably yesterday, there has been 10 train stations with trespassers on the railway. There was one at Crewe on Wednesday. That was mentally chaos for 2 to 3 hours of delays and cancellations. It was ridiculous. And 2 Golf 72, that was Crewe to Birmingham New Street via Stoke-on-Trent, was stuck outside of Alsager for an hour. And it weren't even going anywhere near Crewe, that trespass incident. It was Alsager area, unless it had points failure or track circuit failure or something, or level crossing faults. But it was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. But Friday, when I was at Wolverhampton train station, that was daft. I mean, come on. You know the drill. You're not supposed to be trespassing on the railway. I will show you a video of where I caught them both on camera. Yes, that was them two trespassing on the tracks. It was either to do with, like I said, it's either to do with the train manager they're escaping from, British Transport Police, West Midlands Railway staff, revenue protections, or it was something else like playing tag, or it was something to do with that. And it is just daft. I mean, two teenage kids running onto the tracks and just going through the bush, it is dangerous. I mean, you shouldn't be doing this because you can face £1,000 penalty fine. And that's the way you want to play it. That's fine. You head that way, but you're losing out on your fun at all. Because it's not my problem, it's not anyone else's problem, it's your own fault. So, I shouldn't be having to do this YouTube video. But today I wanted to tell everyone why trespassing is dangerous. Also why trespassing is dangerous as well. Because when those two were running onto the tracks and the train was about to depart, if that train had departed at 17:14 to Stoke-on-Trent and they did get hit, it could have ended worse. They could have been killed or injured. And then emergency services would have had to come out and deal with that incident. That means British Transport Police, paramedics, and the West Midlands Railway staff on site with the high-vis vest. Well, obviously they wear high-vis vest anyway, because obviously you've got health and safety and you're working on a dangerous environment as well. Railway is dangerous. It ain't just for fun. Transports are dangerous. If you want to come to the train station, if you want to travel on trains, you're more than welcome to just travel on trains, but do not go on the tracks. It's disgusting. And it's not just that, it's not just you getting hit, it's other passengers that are going to be delayed for minutes, hours, whatever happens because of that stuff. And it can't keep going on. I mean, let's put it this way. People think that is really funny to go on tracks. It ain't. Because you think it's funny when people are going to miss their connections and can't get there on time, or they miss their events or anything, because you don't give a toss. Well, you should do. And if you get killed, it's your fault. No one else's, because you shouldn't be going on the tracks in the first place. And also, it'll have to be delay repairs as well, coming out of compensation. And also, not just delay repairs as well, it's also cross-country, West Midlands Rail, London North Western Railway, or any other companies have got to pay the charges of how late the train gets, whether it's a train fault, a broken down train or anything, or I might have got it wrong, but it's every minute they have to pay the fine. It goes out their budget. Can't you see where I'm coming from? So it's time we all stopped. Also, something I almost forgot to say on there as well. It's not just staff like that have high vis on and go onto the tracks to pick up stuff if they've dropped something onto the track, the passengers or one of the staff, yeah. It's engineering works. Engineers have the orange uniforms on that go onto the tracks with the high vis vest on to look at the tracks and to make sure that they check it. So they called safety inspection of the track. They do that to check if everything's safe and ready to go. Because if it's not, then they're going to have to delay it and get everything sorted. They test it as well. It's like points, see if points are fixed and everything else. And overhead wires as well. That's also something that I need to say in that as well. Oh, and also, there's something else I forgot to say as well. Yes, despite the fact I caught trespassers on the railway on Friday, the 18th of September, I caught one trespasser on the tracks at Wolverhampton train station on my 17th birthday on the 30th of August in 2014. As I've just come back from London Euston, having a day out in London for my 17th birthday. There were 3 pillocks on platform 2 messing around. The reason why I went on the tracks because somebody threw something onto the tracks. This was around 1945. I got in at 1937 from London Euston. If you've dropped something or someone's thrown something onto the tracks, alert the railway staff, and then when there's no trains around and they have the high vis on, they can go onto the tracks or get the pickers, pick it up off the tracks, hand it back to you. Simple as that. Because they have the health and safety, you don't. And you're putting yourself at risk as well. Also, something I forgot to say as well. Actually, one of the railway staff actually told me as well. Besides, if you drop something onto the tracks, that's passengers or probably railway staff. If you do drop onto the tracks, like I said, alert the staff, but first off, they have to contact the signallers to make sure they can get a block on one of the lines that an item was dropped on. Then the signallers can put a red on the signal and block the line until they picked up whatever item it is, whether it's large or small, whether it's in the middle of the tracks. They can go onto the tracks, pick it up, return to you lot, to the passengers, or if you drop something, they can pick it up and return it themselves. It's simple as, but with the high vis vest on, because obviously, like I said, all know the health and safety as well. And I know my health and safety as well, because I've done this at painting and decorating college. I know the PPE. And then once everything's sorted, then the contact signal is saying everything's clear now. Picked up the item that dropped onto track. It's all clear, so it's all safe to go. All green again, or whichever's coming next to the trains. Okay? It's like trespassers as well, as I just said. As well, I forgot to mention, it's not just trespassers, it's not just trains have to stop, they have to take all the signals back to red to make sure everything's safe to go again. And then once everything is on a precaution or safe to go, they give one yellow to say that's only a one caution, you have to go slow. Or if it's all good and go safe again, then it's back to green, or however far you're going to go, like 1, 2 yellows or green. It's just a simple way of the railway, everyone. And they do pay by the books, because obviously the railway, like I said, it's a dangerous environment, it's serious. Because if anything happens, it can all get screwed up. And that'll be chaos. I'm going to show you another video as well from Eastenders that I watched last year. Well, not last year because I wasn't watching it, but I was watching it on catch up, and apparently on the 19th of September 2019 this was aired. And Bobby Beale that plays Eastenders, was trespassing onto the tracks going into the tunnels. I will show you a clip on that, of where Callum Highway also saves him as well. I will show you that as well, and show you what it feels like and how dangerous it is.
Bobby? Bobby! 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 Bobby!
Right, that's the first part, is what you'd be seeing, Callum Highway shouting Bobby multiple times, because obviously he was drugged up by Rainey Branning, because obviously Rainey got him on the drugs, because obviously Rainey's a drug addict from last year in September and October. What happens next? He walks into the tunnel thinking that Lucy Beale's still around, because obviously he killed Lucy in EastEnders. But apparently, it nearly turned out worse by getting killed. And if he did get killed, then it would have been a big mistake for Rainey. But, lucky enough, like I said, Callum did save him. So, they call for help, and this is what happens next. Alright, let's continue.
Run as far as you like, you'll never get away.
Sorry. Forgive me.
I will always be.
Please forgive me.
I'm your sister.
Are the lines shut down?
It takes a while, sir.
Yes, but if a train comes...
We have to make sure they're all safe to stop. There are procedures to follow. Please, sir. Please!
Now, the next person goes onto the track, and that's Callum Highway, because obviously he's saying if a train comes, well, obviously he's done the right thing going to save Bobby because he went under the tunnel, but he shouldn't have still gone on the tracks, because obviously trespassing is like £1,000 penalty fare, like a penalty fine. So the next thing is he goes onto the tracks, goes to find Bobby, saves him. Lucky enough, a train did not come. But you listen to the railway staff. Their precautions. It takes time to do. Have to play by the books first. You shouldn't have to, literally, just change your signals to red. You have to call control. Call control, change those signals to red so that everything is on caution because someone is trespassing on the railway. Let's continue watching this video.
Bobby! Bobby!
They didn't even tell me. Mum said that
Your mom's dead.
I didn't mean to hurt you. I wish that you were still here.
Bobby?
Just wanted you to be quiet.
Bobby, are you okay?
For all of it to stop.
Look, we need to get you off his tracks now, mate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on, mate, let's just
Get away. It was an accident. I didn't mean it.
We've got to get off the tracks now, Bobby.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Look, mate, whatever you're seeing, it's not...
I just need you to forgive me.
Now, Bobby. Bobby,
You've got to forgive me.
I said now!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lucy!
And that is how they nearly both got killed because the train was coming through. It was under the tunnel because Bobby wasn't listening to Callum or anyone else still. He was still thinking that Lucy was still alive. But obviously, he kept saying, "You got to forgive me," and all that stuff. I know, obviously, he has had a bit of mental breakdown and problems because of that. But yeah, but in the Eastenders, he has had the help and all that stuff that he's had. And also, he's starting to get back on track and not literally, because I remember what it was like in 2015 and 16 when he was attacking lots of people. He attacked Jane Beale, he attacked Dennis J.L. Whitman, and even did it this year at the end of January 2020. He has got lots of help, but he has had a lot of breakdowns when he came back out of prison in June 2019. But anyway, what can you say? Let's continue our last part.
Did you want to die? Do you know how stupid that was going on them tracks, Bobby? It could have been electricity, it would have killed you. And if you had been hit, that poor driver that's got to live with that.
I didn't think. I just...
Every day for the rest of his life, that's what he'd see.
And yes, everyone, that is that EastEnders clip of where Bobby and Callum go onto the tracks, which Callum tries to save Bobby from getting hit by a train after Bobby was being drugged up. Yes. So this will teach you one lesson to watch the clip and make sure you don't do it again. But obviously people wouldn't take interest in this video because most people don't give a toss, but I do. So we're not going to go on the tracks anymore. We're going to stop. We're going to let all the trains go on time. And we're going to take it from there. We're not going to have any more stupidness of graffiti. Ah, yes. That's another one as well. It's just as bad as graffitiing on trains. And also damaging stuff. Because Network Rail have to pay thousands of pounds to get it all removed, otherwise I can't run the company at all. And one person keeps asking me to send them trains with graffiti on so they can draw for art. This ain't a joke. I don't want to send bloody stuff. In fact, I'll tell you now, the next time he actually messages me on Snapchat, I'm going to delete him. I think his name's James, I think. But I'm not sure. So, yeah. Let's not go on tracks anymore. But what Callum Highway said was right. It could have been electricity, it would have killed you. Yes, he was right about that. Because that is third rail. But not everywhere is going to have third rail and fourth rail, are they? It's just around the London area and just as far as Weymouth. But around the North England, then Scotland, well, Wales will get third rail soon. They have not got third rail. They have electric overhead wires for the pantograph. That's different. But third rail is really dangerous. Yes, it would have killed him if there was third rail on there or fourth rail. Even if he actually climbed up onto the overhead electric wires, it would have killed him as well. There would have been delays. But lucky enough, there were trains that are running on diesel that were running and passing through the station. Because God knows what else would have happened. And also, spiting of diesel, yeah. If he actually did climb up and get onto the overhead wires, yeah, and it killed him, there would have been overhead wire problems because obviously the overhead wires would have been damaged. There would have been damage to overhead electric wires. So that means engineers will have to come out on site and get it tested, fixed, for trains to run back to normal. And God knows how long it's going to take. It will take about hours to do. Because you know amount of times that the overhead wires get struck and it takes like hours, days to get sorted. Do you know what I mean, everyone? I'm just saying. And also, as well, like what Callum said, if that driver and if Bobby had been hit in Eastenders, that poor driver's got to live for the rest of his life. Well, obviously, no, that's not true. Well, he might have to. But, like I said, the emergency services would have had to come out and deal with that incident because someone got hit by a train. He wouldn't know that. So it wouldn't have been the driver's fault at all. Emergency services would have had to come out and deal with that incident. So it wouldn't have been the driver's fault at all. As to saying that this, because obviously it takes like 2 to 3 hours to all be sorted before trains get running back to normal. And if the train did hit that person, that means it has to terminate at the next station that they were calling at. And that would be chaos. Because it has happened to me before. And yes, everyone, before you actually start saying that you're calling me a liar and all that stuff, yes, it is actually true. That has actually happened to me before. In fact, the day before I went on my holidays to Ibiza, I actually was on that train after I got a trim at Birmingham in Grand Central. I was on the 1325 Arriva Trains Wales from New Street to Wolves on that Holyhead service, and that was only a few days left before the franchise finished. And this happened on the 11th of October in 2018. I was on that train back to Wolverhampton. After Swevenham Bridge, the next stop was Wolverhampton. When I was about to pass Dudley Port, a person got hit by a train there, and we stopped. For like 140 minutes. 140 minutes. Because someone got struck by a train. And then it moved and terminated at Wolverhampton. And then went empty stock. Because there will be damages on the front of the cab. And everything else. Because I know exactly how it feels like. And now everyone feels like when the train gets terminated. Everyone got full compensation back. So you think about exactly what you do in trespassing on the railway as well, because it is dangerous. I mean, lots of times it's happened at Nuneaton and have been hit by a train around the Trent Valley as well. You just need to think about what you're doing. So, let's just stay safe. And like I said, you're not going to see every train. You might see that it is diesel, but you just think about it. If it ain't got an engine and you look on the sides, there is a third rail or it could be a fourth rail, and same with London Underground. That's what they have for electric multiple units. Diesel multiple units have pipes, exhausts. Other ones that have electric overhead wires have pantographs, as you should all know. Okay? Now, please stay safe, everyone. Do not go on the tracks anymore. Please do not trespass again and do any more criminal damage or anything else, because I'm tired of it now. I'm tired of getting notifications off Twitter about it. Just stay safe, everyone. That's all I say. Anyway, be good, stay safe, and enjoy your train travels as well. Like I said, enjoy your train travels, stay off the tracks, okay? Right, see you later. Thank you for watching my YouTube.